the mind of an 18-year-old boy is scary. Hey, what's up, you guys? Today is the day I finally see what the hype is about. Today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog of November 9 by Colleen Hoover. So I've been waiting for November 9 and This Ends With Us to become available on Libby so that I could read these books that have just been so hyped up this past year. And so November 9 finally became available on Libby, and so I'm going to begin reading it on my Kindle. And it's really like what I said before, I'm just anxious to see if this is worth the hype, because I've never read a Colleen Hoover novel and I know some people worship that woman, so I'm hoping that I enjoy it. If it's just a great love story, then I'm sure I will. And I thought today was kind of the perfect day to do this video because it's a Sunday and it's not snowing outside, but it's icing really bad. So everyone's kind of encouraged to stay inside, not be driving around right now. So it's just a nice Sunday with nothing else to do. So this story follows Fallon and Ben, who meet each other the day before Fallon is about to move across the country, and they spend this whole day together and, you know, basically fall in love. And Ben is an aspiring novelist, and it looks like he bases some of his work on Fallon and on her life. And they continue to meet up once a year on the same day, which I'm assuming is November 9th. If that's not right, then that's a crazy plot twist. But it looks like things start to get messy when Ben starts writing about Fallon's life, and is he just using her to get the perfect ending for his book? We don't know. And that's kind of the premise. So I'm excited. It seems kind of fun. I've never really read a book like this, with this meeting up on the same day of the year type thing. I have watched One Day, the movie, with Anne Hathaway, and I think I remember it's something kind of similar. I'm probably gonna make myself a cup of tea. I've already had one this morning, but there's never enough tea. Am I wrong? I'll just kind of do some reading updates as I'm reading this book, and we're gonna experience Colleen Hoover for the first time together. Let's go. Okay guys, time for an update. And before you ask, these are blue light glasses, which brings me to the sponsor of today's video. I'm just kidding, of course. Anyway, but I do wear blue light glasses when I read my Kindle sometimes, because even though the Kindle Paperwhite is really good on your eyes, it does put out a little bit of blue light, and blue light causes blindness. Look it up. We need to protect ourselves from the blindness. They're also giving an unnecessary glare to the camera, so we'll take them off. This book is cheesy, y'all. I'm 2 chapters in and I'm already a little cringed out. Don't get me wrong, many contemporary romances are very cheesy and not super realistic, okay? So I'm not saying that all contemporary romance books need to be realistic, because that's why we like to read, but we do want some things to be realistic so that the suspension of belief isn't just completely shattered. And I just didn't buy some 18-year-old kid getting in a booth with a girl that he's never met and standing up to her father. I'm just like, that wouldn't happen. I don't know, maybe I'm just being cynical. If I am, that's fine. But I don't think that would happen. Am I wrong for that? And I know a lot of these, like I'm saying, a lot of these contemporary romances wouldn't actually happen, but that is just really odd behavior, I feel like, that an 18-year-old would do. He also was talking to her later, saying how he was fantasizing what kind of underwear she was wearing, which is also just a weird thing that I don't think an 18-year-old would actually say out loud. I think that they would be thinking those things, but I don't think that he would just tell her. Yeah, I was checking out your ass and I wondered what kind of underwear you were wearing. Are you a thong girl? Like, he literally was saying this to her. Were you going commando? Ew, I'm good. Yes, he did end up complimenting her about her face and how he thinks she's beautiful. She obviously doesn't, despite her scars. But it just ended up sexualizing her a lot. And I know, like, we're coming from the mind of an 18-year-old boy. And maybe, this is just affirming the fact that the mind of an 18-year-old boy is scary. I'm looking forward to them getting older because, like I said, they're supposed to meet on this day every year. So I'm hoping they kind of get older, maybe a little more mature, because I don't love him so far. I have a hard time believing this boy is a writer, but he doesn't know what a TBR is. Fallon goes, "It's on my TBR pile." And he's like, "Your TBR pile?" And she has to clarify, "To be read pile." How you not gonna know what a TBR pile is? What? That don't sit right with me. I'm sorry, but if a guy kept bringing up what my underwear looked like this much, immediately no. It's like flirting, but it's just like gross. Okay, so Fallon basically says to him she hates insta love in books. And he's like, "What's that?" And she's like, "It's when two characters meet and supposedly have this great connection right off the bat." And Ben is like, "That's what we have." Cringe. And it's just bad. She says, "It's been a pretty unbelievable day with him. If he put today in writing, I'd probably roll my eyes and say it was too cheesy and unrealistic." That's literally me reading this book. It is. It's cheesy and unrealistic. I don't know why I'm being such a cynic because I really like contemporary romances, but this whole relationship is the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever read. Y'all, I was prepared to go into this book loving it. I've heard only good things. Unrealistic. I can't handle it. I just can't. I'm taking a little break to eat some apples and peanut butter and to watch some videos of BTS because I can only handle that book in small doses. But you know what I can handle in high doses? Videos of BTS. I love them. They are such good dancers and singers, but just performers. They're amazing performers. I have recently come to love BTS. It's been a new obsession of mine. My entire YouTube homepage is just videos of them. And I just love to watch them do their little dancey dances and sing their little songy songs. They're so good. I love them. This book, y'all, I don't think I can do it. I mean, I'm going to finish it because I'm about halfway through now and I might as well. I think the concept is really stupid now that they are really into each other. They just had their second meeting and they obviously are both really interested in each other, but they're just gonna go a whole year without seeing each other. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, I understand the whole Fallon wants to wait until she's 23 before she gets a boyfriend to like really live her life, but I also don't get that because if your life can be more fulfilled with someone that you love being in it, even if you're younger than 23, that's just dumb. I just think it's stupid now that they're waiting a whole year to see each other with no contact because you know that they're just thinking about each other and they're not going to allow themselves to fall in love with anybody else because they're just waiting for each other. So what's the purpose of all this? That's where I'm at. Thinking the concept's kind of dumb. Unfortunately, I do think that. But we'll see what happens if anything changes. But I guess that's it. I'm just not really understanding like why this arrangement is still in place if they care about each other a lot. Also, the fact that he paid $400 to buy an airplane ticket so he could give her that note is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I don't know if he's still riding on that inheritance money from when his mom died and he can just blow $400 on a plane ticket he's not going to use. It's like every possible rom-com trope has been inserted into this book. And like, for what? For what reason? The more I think about it, the more stupid this arrangement seems to me. They have no way of getting in contact with each other. What if one of them got into a relationship and then the other flew out to see them and then they're in a relationship. Like, this is so dumb. Or what if one of them was seriously injured or died and then the other person just assumes that they stood them up, but they were seriously injured or died and they just never got a chance to say goodbye because they aren't talking for a year. It's so dumb. I didn't want this video to be so negative. I had no idea. I just thought it would be a normal reading vlog. But I'm really grappling with whether or not I'm going to finish this book because I just don't have any connection to the characters or the plot. I'm just not here for this stupid arrangement. I think it's dumb. I think anyone who cares about anyone as much as these two seem to care about each other would never agree to this arrangement because it's dumb. I really told myself that, this year I wasn't going to keep reading books that I didn't enjoy, but I'm halfway through, so I feel like I will have wasted hours of today if I don't finish it. If I just stop, then that's one less book that I can say that I've read this year, and I've wasted all these hours, so I might as well put in a few more hours and just finish it. But I really wish I had some more positivity to bring to this, but I don't. I think I'm not going to film any more updates until I finish it, because if it's continuing the way it's continuing, I'm just going to have all the same updates, which is, this is dumb, this is dumb. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to do any more updates, and this isn't really an update, this is just more of a thought. But this whole time I've been thinking this is dumb because they love each other so much, why are they waiting so long, blah, 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 blah. But the real question is they really don't know anything about each other. Because they don't spend longer than a day with each other, they have no idea if they actually really are into each other's personalities. They're just caught up in the honeymoon stage. So think about how many relationships end before they even hit the 6-month mark. Because the 6th month mark is when the honeymoon phase ends. So that's really the getting to know the person, seeing all the nitty gritty. Whereas here, they see each other once a year, so yeah, it's all love and sunshine. But what if they get to the end of the 5 years and they decide to be together and they realize, oh, wait, you actually annoy me on a daily basis. And then they've wasted 5 years of their lives obsessed with this person that they don't know anything about, other than surface level attraction and attraction. It's really just attraction. Because does she really like anything about his personality besides the fact that he makes her feel beautiful? Which is a great thing for him to do, don't get me wrong. But, she says that he's funny and stuff, but she doesn't ever really see him interact with other people or just really get to know his personality. So that's also dumb, is they're just living in this perpetual state of the honeymoon phase because they've only ever seen the perfect sides of each other. Okay, rant over. Bye. Okay, so I just finished the book, and just finished. I just shut my Kindle and hopped into this seat, so it's fresh off the press of my brain. That was one of the worst books I've ever read. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm the outlier here, because I know so many people like that book. I couldn't even get through most of it. That was wow. I think one big issue is that nothing happened besides their love. I felt like I was just being bombarded with angst. There was just so much angst from the moment they met, from the moment they kissed, and then we have no sort of kind of step off from that, and then we get back to the angst and then step off and then back, because it just goes from day to day to day. So it's this day there's angst, a year later they see each other, there's more angst. A year later, more angst, angst. I was just so over reading about how in love they were with each other, which I don't even buy because they barely knew each other. Come on. People, you cannot fall in love with someone and be that obsessed with them after a year of no communication. That's just not how humans work. I want you to really think about how long a year is. I think about the person I was a year ago, and it's a completely different me. People just change so much in a year, and I don't think that one fun night with one boy would make me pine over him for a year. And then another fun night, and then a whole nother year of no communication. It's crazy. Like, that's crazy, and I don't think it's believable at all. So that was up through about the first 60-70% of the book. Is I just thought the entire romance was unbelievable, and I didn't understand why they liked each other. Then we get to this new development that he is the person who was responsible for the fire that injured her in the first place. And when I tell you the eye roll that I had, and I didn't enjoy reading the November 9 manuscript in the book, that's from his perspective. I really felt for him with his mother's suicide. I understand that she had cancer that was going to kill her eventually, so you know, she made a choice to end her life instead of having a long, drawn-out, painful process that her and her family would have to go through, which I don't really think that was a horribly wrong choice for her to make. I do think it was a horribly wrong choice for her to end her life in such a violent way in her house, where her 16-year-old son was going to find her body. Did she just not think that was going to traumatize him? Like, really, her rationale for ending her life, I kind of understand. So she wanted to end her life. Why couldn't she do it somewhere where, I don't know, the police would find her? Or someone besides her 16-year-old child would find her? Because that's crazy. That I was literally reading her suicide note, and I'm like, oh, I feel bad for her, and I kind of understand why she did what she did, but that does not excuse the way she did it. The fact that she shot herself in her own house where her kid would find her. Like, how is that just excused? Everyone's just like, oh, well, she had cancer, so we understand now. No, I don't understand that. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then the end just felt very rushed. She reads the manuscript, and then she goes to see him again, and she's like, oh, I love you, we're in love again. It's just so ridiculous. Y'all, that book was bad. Bad, bad, bad. And I'm just very confused because it has such a high rating on Goodreads. A lot of people gave it 5 stars, but I did notice that a lot of people also gave it 1 star. So I think people either really liked it or really didn't like it. And nothing about the book was likable. Literally not a thing. I have nothing else to say about that book. I'm just so disappointed because I've just only heard great things about Colleen Hoover. And I also have a hold on It Ends With Us. And I just don't know if I want to read it. Please let me know if you've read both books, if you think I'll enjoy It Ends With Us better. I need better relationship building than that. Not one day every year for 5 years. That's literally the antithesis of building a relationship that we want to stan. But those are all my thoughts on November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I read the whole thing today, so I feel like I wasted a good portion of my day, TBH. Please let me know what your thoughts are about this book in the comments. I have to hear other people's opinions or else I'm gonna go crazy. I can't be the only one who feels this way, right? Thank you so much for watching this video if you got through the whole thing, even though it was really just filled with a lot of negativity. But like I said, I didn't expect this video to be so negative. I went into this with a very, very open and eager mind. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I feel like I'm leaving this video on a depressing note, but I don't know what else to say because I didn't like the book. You know, sometimes we just have to bash books. You're not gonna like all of them. And this video is evident of that. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.